Hello there. Today I want to talk about a neat little thing that I've been doing with a couple of my lightsabers, customizing the blade with a special bottom piece for the windows so that basically you get this two-toned effect. So you can kind of see this when the saber's off, where you have this photon green coming through these windows, but then just a regular white blade. And when that's on, you can kind of see in my carapace or reflections here, the blade, of course, is blue, but you can see right here, especially in the reflection here, that the window is green. And it's very, very green in person, even though the camera does kind of wash it out. And the way that I've achieved that is by taking a bit of photon blade. So I've talked about photon blades at length before. Now that's this greenish blade that turns blue light into green. But you also have enhanced red blades. So this kind of pinkish blade, you can kind of see it is glowing a little bit just because of the fluorescent lighting that I have here. But I have that here. So you can see that when I turn this one on, now I have this as blue, so it is activating the photon green, but you get this like orange effect here in the window, so it gets this little two-toned effect. Now for the baselit sabers, which both of these are baselets, so we have our LED here, just to show you, it is blue, so it really works best with blue. But you can kind of see that the photon blade and there's a really good example of it. And then just kind of having that in there right at the edge here, kind of has a nice little striking effect. And the way that I've done this is that I take all of these blades that I have here are actually 7/8 inch, even though the inner diameter of the saber is 1 inch. So I take the 7/8 inch blade and just custom cut a 1 inch. And I get these blade stocks from the custom saber shop. But as you can see, I would cut it. Here's a bit of 7/8 that I had cut. But these fit in really, really well. They kind of have to, you kind of have to work them in there because the inner diameter of the 1 inch. There we go. So they fit in really, really well. And so all I really need to do is take a little bit of like abrasive padding or sandpaper and just kind of score in the inside of this, the outside of that, and then really push them in there. I put a little bit of super glue or resin. I think this one, in fact, you can kind of see the super glue in there just to really make sure that holds. But now it creates this outer diameter that is perfect for that. And what's cool about this one in particular is that this looks very orange, and it's because of the green underneath. Normally these look pink, and if you put, let me put that blade film in there, you can see that if this had regular blade film in it, it would look very pink. And this is supposed to enhance reds, but honestly it works best with blue light, just because all of these really enhance that blue. But what's cool about the enhanced red is that it also gets a little bit excited by green. That's why you have this effect here. So even though this is an enhanced red, when you filter the blue light that's getting turned into green light through that enhanced red, it comes off as a nice orange. And you can actually see that with this is a Neopixel, and I've done basically the same thing. I'm not going to take this one out just because it's in there really well, and I got it lined up pretty good. But yeah, it's the same thing. So the Neopixel blade, I custom ordered one from Bendu Armory. Sorry, I forgot the name, but I custom ordered a 7/8 inch blade from Bendu Armory, and they also get their blade stock from Custom Saber Shop, I believe, as well. So that's why it fits so well. So I just cut a piece of 1 inch outer diameter thin-walled photon blade and put around that. And this one is a bit of a bigger piece just because of how deep I wanted this into the saber. But what's really cool is that when I set it to blue, you know, you have that effect. But also, if you set it to purple, and I'll get that changed for you in just a moment, but setting this to purple has a very similar effect to the orange, because what you end up having is blue light and red light, which is what makes up the purple. But the blue light activates the photon effect to be green, but then the red light still comes through, so you have this mix of green and red, which gives it that orange look. So let me change this color and show you what that looks like. So I've got this turned to a nice magenta purple, so it's got a little bit more red than it does blue, so that's why it gives it that magenta look, but it has just enough blue to activate the photon blade to get that nice orange. You can especially see that in the reflection here in that window. So it gives kind of a very interesting look where you have a different color in the windows of the saber itself versus the blade ignition. So I wanted to share that with you guys because you can do that with both a photon blade, or both Neopixel blade like this, or your hollow baselit blades. Of course, with Neopixel, if you are comfortable with programming Profi, you can pretty much do this effect on your own. But I'm more of a, you know, physical, you know, doing arts and crafts kind of things versus programming. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully that was useful. And as always, may the Force be with you.